Lazarus, the North Korean national hacker group, managed to trick the CEO of Bybit into transferring $1.5 billion worth of cryptocurrency to the hacker gang. The hackers, Rainberg One, 5 Petro, Indiverse from the film After Digs, Sense by Wave. Man, at this point, I'm starting to think the world is just getting harder to live in. Are the criminals getting smarter, or are we just getting too dumb to tell what's real and what's fake anymore? So how did Bybit, the world's second largest crypto exchange, end up getting hacked for so much money? Was it just because of this QR code? Or, just hitting subscribe here is already a huge support for the Side of Many Motor channel and the whole team. Thank you so much. Bybit, if you haven't heard of it, is the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange. But no matter how big it is or where its size comes from, if someone wants to rob you, they'll find a way. Recently, there's been news that's gone viral worldwide. The CEO of Bybit was tricked by scammers into transferring funds worth $1.5 billion. That's $1.5 billion in Ether, the cryptocurrency of the Ethereum platform. This caused Bybit's customers to rush to withdraw their money in a panic. And it also made the price of Ether drop by 4% on the day the news broke. At the same time, customers were all shouting the same questions. How did the theft happen? What kind of security system do they have? Where did the money get stolen from? And is my money still safe? If you watch this video until the end, we'll answer all of those questions, even though we have no connection to Bybit at all. Let me start by telling everyone, if you want to own cryptocurrency, but you leave your crypto sitting in an exchange, that's called a hot wallet. That's because you're not the one taking care of it. The exchange is the one holding your coins for you. Whether your assets are safe or not depends on that exchange. If you keep your crypto in your own wallet, remember, not your keys, not your coins. As for the exchanges where you deposit your money, they will. When customers buy and sell crypto and transfer money to deposit in the exchange, most of the time, the exchange will store that money in their co-wallet. The co-wallet looks something like this, but honestly, BitCup's probably looks a lot better than this, something that can't be easily hacked. This is just an empty wallet. So most of the money we deposit, the exchange will keep in their co-wallet, right? Like I just showed you. It should look something like this, separated out, separated from everything else. Separated from the internet, and then the exchange will keep a portion of the money in what they call a warm wallet. The money in the warm wallet isn't a lot. It's just there to make things convenient for customers, like for quick transfers, withdrawals, and payments. Kind of like how an ATM works. So one of the questions I raised earlier, 1 out of 4, was where did the money get stolen from at BitCub? Was it stolen from the warm wallet or from the co-wallet? And the answer is, it was stolen from the co-wallet. But as I just showed you, the co-wallet is supposed to be completely separated. It's disconnected from computers, from the internet, from everything. It shouldn't be possible to steal from it. In principle, the exchange should only keep a small amount of money in the warm wallet, which is still connected to the internet. So again, in theory, if there's going to be a theft, it should only happen from the warm wallet, right? Like I said, the warm wallet is there to provide a service similar to an ATM. With ATMs, banks also keep a certain amount of cash in the machines so that people can withdraw money as needed, right? The banks manually refill the ATMs every 2 or 3 weeks, or however often is necessary. BitCub does the same thing. They regularly transfer money from the co-wallet to the warm wallet. And hackers? Hackers are aware of this system, so when BitCub wants to transfer money from the co-wallet to the warm wallet, they need to have security measures in place, right? The security system they use is called a multi-signature wallet, which means that transfers can only be made if several people approve them. For BitCub's multi-signature wallet system, approval from 3 people is required, with the final person being Fun Benjo, the CEO of BitCub. Normally, every time money needs to be transferred from the co-wallet to the warm wallet, Mr. Benjo, the CEO, would receive a page link like this. Click the link to approve, and then confirm again on the ledger device. After that, the money would be transferred as usual. But in the incident where the theft happened, Kun Benjo went live and said himself that he clicked the link just like always. The interface of the link, as he described, looked exactly the same as usual. Everything was done the same way, and all the rules were the same. But what was different this time was it was actually a fake interface page created by hackers. Listening up to this point, I feel like, wow, the way the CEO of Bybit, the world's second largest crypto exchange, got scammed isn't all that different from how the lady next door gets tricked by a call center scam. The only thing that makes this scam seem more high profile is the prestige involved. In this case, the person who did the scamming was the national level hacker group Lazarus from North Korea. But before we get to the North Korean hackers, there's actually another thing that made Bybit's customers really suspicious. Like, hey, how careless could Ben Zhao, the CEO of Bybit, have been to let this transfer happen? Because the link you have to click to transfer the money out, right? It has to connect to the co-wallet, which is Bybit's ledger. So when you hit transfer, this ledger will... On this tiny device, there are just two buttons, right? And it has this screen, which shows where the money you're transferring is actually going. But maybe the screen is just too small. Like, hey, you might not check, or maybe you can't really see where the money's going. Or maybe Ben Zhao didn't hold it far enough away and check carefully to see, oh, where is this transfer going? So he just pressed the button and transferred $1.5 billion to the hacker, just like that. Now, you could say, well, maybe Ben Zhao's farsighted, or maybe he was just too careless. But whatever the case, Ben Zhao, the CEO of Bybit, was honest enough to come out and do a live stream to explain to his 60 million users himself, right after he realized he'd made a transaction mistake just an hour later. He explained what happened, like, yeah, he really did send that amount of money. He explained how the hacker tricked him with a fake web page and how it all went down. He told his customers not to worry, that he'd already handled the immediate situation. He said he'd secured a loan to cover the customer funds that were stolen. So anyone who had deposited money with Bybit, Ben Zhao said your funds are still safe and you can withdraw your money as usual. Then Ben Zhao announced a bounty. Whoever can recover the $150 million that was stolen from Bybit by the hacker, if you can get it back to Bybit, Ben Zhao is ready to give you a reward, 10% of whatever amount you manage to recover. But if you can't get it back, if someone manages to recover the entire $150 million, they'll get $15 million as a reward. In addition, after the incident, Bybit also announced a bounty for information leading to the hacker's capture. Basically, a reward for anyone who can identify who did it. Just a few hours after the incident, someone named Zach XBT, a researcher, came forward and linked this heist, saying the theft of $150 million worth of crypto from Bybit was the work of the Lazarus Group. Hackers from North Korea. Honestly, when the news came out that it was the Lazarus Group, North Korean hackers, nobody was surprised or shocked at all, because North Korea is the most heavily sanctioned country in the world after Russia. Where else would they get the money to buy things, spend, and maintain the world's fourth largest military? So North Korea has to come up with creative ways, if I can use that word, to make money. A bit more than other places. And the Lazarus Group's hacking operations that I've looked into, they've pulled off some really big hacks several times. I have to say I'm kind of impressed, if that's the right word. For example, they hacked the Central Bank of Bangladesh. Their original plan was to steal $1 billion, but in the end, they got away with $80 million. That's still the biggest single bank heist in the world. Or in 2014, the Lazarus Group also hacked Sony Pictures because of a movie they released. They did it to please their leader, shutting down operations completely. They've done that before. And this hack of Bybit, worth $1.5 billion, is equivalent to 5% of North Korea's GDP. According to United Nations reports, the money that North Korea sends its hacker gangs out to steal, whether it's crypto or anything else, is money that the leader uses to buy supercars or super yachts, or even bigger than that, using it to invest in nuclear weapons programs. CNBC once reported that North Korea has about 60 nuclear warheads, which would require roughly $1 to $3 billion to fund. If you're curious about how North Korea makes its money, where it comes from, and how much they get, I've actually made a video about it. Check it out here. As for the current state of cryptocurrency, as I'm recording this, things aren't looking so good. The Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, it's dropped down to 10. A score of 10 is basically rock bottom. Just last month, it was still in the greed zone at 72. Right now, crypto was under a lot of pressure from various factors. For example, Trump's plan to impose trade barriers and 25% tariffs on the EU has the market spooked. And then there's inflation. Hitting that 2% target, well, it just doesn't seem likely anymore. US inflation is only going up now, and as it keeps rising, the Fed can't really lower interest rates as a policy. When the Fed can't lower rates, it causes cryptocurrency prices to drop. On top of that, the ETF funds that bought up a ton of Bitcoin at the end of 2024, just 6 days ago, they sold off $930 million worth. That's made cryptocurrency prices drop even more. But the parent company, known as the Bitcoin Treasury, which used to be called MicroStrategy, now just Strategy, run by Michael Saylor, has announced some pretty heavy losses. I'll talk more about that at the end of this clip, like how much it's dropped and what effect that has on Bitcoin's price, so check that out. And then there's the news that the world's second largest cryptocurrency exchange, Bybit, just got hacked. So yeah, it's been a total storm. From the peak, it's dropped down to just over 80,000, starting with a 7. You all seen it, right? Now it all comes down to those of you who missed the boat last time. What price are you waiting to get back in at?